I've had one of those feelings where you're not sure if you're still dreaming or actually awake. Wake up in your bed, everything looks normal. Your sheets, your room, your own reflection. You make your way downstairs and walk into the kitchen. You see someone you know, someone you love. You go to speak to them, but something doesn't seem quite right. They look at you, they smile. It's a nice type of smile, but it doesn't seem loving or friendly. There's something about it that seems kind of off, dangerous even. You try to look at their eyes, but they tilt their head away. You feel like they're not doing it on purpose, it's more just like they don't know how to control it. Their head turns like a slow-moving carnival ride, clipping into their neck when it eventually jerks around. They finally fix their eyes on you, or at least what you think are eyes. The hollow, greyed out, not pointing in any particular direction. You start to sweat a little. They move their jaw straight down. It looks like they're trying to speak to you. Their throat spasms as they make a half-coughing sound, and then you hear their voice. It's the same voice that comforted you when you were at your lowest point. It's nurturing and warm, but it's not coming from their mouth, it's coming from behind you. You turn around, and they're in a living room, but they were just behind you. They smile at you. You don't get any sense that they're dangerous. Everything's normal about them. You don't feel any fear. You breathe a sigh of relief, and then you feel something from behind. The thing that's pretending to be them is still there. Don't look back. Dread, unease, paranoia. That feeling of knowing that something is wearing the skin of someone you love. Those are the feelings I want to explore in my horror game. While the title isn't final, I've taken to referring to the project as False Effigy. Effigy being defined as a sculpture or model of a person. It's a psychological horror game about mistrust, paranoia, the breakdown of relationships and how fear can make us do terrible things to even our closest friends. It's currently still a work in progress and I want to take you through what I've done so far. If you're interested in mystery, puzzles, horror and detective games, branching narratives and multiple endings, this will be right up your alley. It starts with a group of girls from an all-girls school. Their bus breaks down in the middle of nowhere, high in the mountains. A storm is brewing and a thick fog creeps in. With help being hours away and the fog making it unsafe to stay in the road, you decide to cut through the forest in order to take shelter. Eventually, you stumble upon a long-abandoned school hidden in the forest. Your group hunkers down waiting for the teacher to come back. But after a few hours of exploration and retracing their steps back to the entrance, they realise they've been locked in. With no other option, they decide to keep exploring the school looking for another way out. But when one of them goes missing, panic sets in, and everyone realises friends may not be what they appear to be. And all this leads to panic, distrust, broken friendships, accusations, paranoia, violence, bloodshed. So what do you do? Who do you trust? Do you stick with your friends or go it alone? What is this thing? Why is it here? And when the time comes, do you escape? Or do you seal the door behind you so it never gets out? The choice is yours. Only maintaining group cohesion can help. Maintaining trust and staving off paranoia and fear will be a challenge in itself. Talk with your friends and keep hope alive. If despair creeps in, who knows how it will change their behaviour. Some could crumble under the pressure, others will turn their fear into anger, and some will end up doing the unspeakable. One of the core systems in False Effigy is the trust mechanic. Every conversation, every decision, every action or inaction can impact your relationships and therefore impact the story. If you keep spirits up and make the right decisions, people will listen to you. But if you let suspicions fester, then things can spiral pretty fast. There's also a sanity element, so some characters can become a bit unhinged if they're isolated too long or they're exposed to too much fear. You might see them pacing, mumbling, or turning violent. Of course, whether or not that's suspicious behaviour in itself, well, that's for you to figure out. This will also lead to branching paths that can impact the story. If the group splits up, who will you go with? There's two people in danger, who will you save? And if you find whoever the pretender is, what are you going to do with them? What evidence do you have? Will you let them die or keep them prisoner? Who will you choose to sacrifice? I've been struggling finding an art style for the game, as you can see. Been through a lot of iterations and I'm still working on character designs. The pixel art's going okay, still have a lot more I want to get done, but I think I'm happy with what I have so far. I still need to do work on better UIs. I'm getting a lot of placeholder assets right now. I need to think about the font and what sort of message boxes I want, things like that. As far as programming's going, so far I have all the basics down, like message boxes, cutscene management, moving, saving and loading, things like that. There's still a lot more that I want to get done, But I'm not a programmer, I actually got a lot of help from someone called michaelgames on YouTube. If you're someone that doesn't know how to program, maybe you're working on your own RPGMaker horror game, and it feels like you're fighting with the system to get it to do what you want, I will leave a link to michaelgames' channel in the description. I'll also leave a link to his playlist, Making an Action Adventure RPG in Godot 4 below. Seriously, if you feel really stuck with RPG Maker and you just want to make a horror game, I fully recommend this tutorial. I've been following it for a long time now and I have no programming experience, and I found it very, very helpful, very beginner friendly, and it's helped me to actually create my game. Writing the narrative is going to be the biggest challenge. Right now I'm going through horror novels, books and games I really like to get some sense of what makes good horror writing. I have the basics of the plot down and what I want to happen, but I feel like the story still needs some refinement. I'm aiming for about a 5 to 7 hour playtime. I want some extras in there too, like multiple endings and branching paths, which could bring it to something like 10 hours. I've been really inspired by RPG Maker horror games over the years. Games like Ib, Rekinder, The Witch's House, Misao, and a whole bunch of others. Chief among them my favourite RPG Maker horror game, Corpse Party. Me and my little brother would read Corpse Party together late at night, and it's really those happy memories that I shared with him that inspired me to make this game. So I really hope you play my game when it comes out, and talk about it with your friends and share stories. That would make me really happy. The Thing by John Carpenter was also a huge inspiration for me. I really love that film. I also really loved the Higurashi visual novel. That was also a huge inspiration for this. So I think if you like all those things, you'll definitely like this game. Just to make it clear, this is still in very, very early development. It's very early days, but if you want to check in with me and how I'm progressing with it, I have a Discord you can check out below. I'll also leave a link to my Twitter, so you can check that out if you want. And I do stream on Twitch sometimes. Most of the time it's just doing pixel art for the game, so if you're interested in that, feel free to pop along. I do plan to get a playable demo out of this game for Halloween next year, but it might end up being sooner than that. I'll be posting more videos about the characters and the setting and even some playable demos down the line. And if you've got some feedback or any horror recommendations, feel free to drop them in the comments. I feel like I've come a long way from the old RPG Maker days. It's been a long road to even get this far and there's still plenty more to go, but I'm proud of myself for what I've achieved so far. I'm really happy with how I improved at pixel art specifically. Might also make a separate video on that if anyone's interested. Just let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching, and until next time,